Hello! You already save a lot of money every year thanks to our videos, so save on car parts too. Buy them on the Mr. Auto app. Shipping is free.
You will find the bulk shock absorbers used in the video exclusively on the Mr. Auto website and through the link in the description. Turn your engine off and pull up the handbrake. So that you can change the back shock absorbers on your car, you must lift the rear of the vehicle and remove the wheels. This will give you full access to the suspension system. Raise the front of the vehicle and put it in the 2-axle stands. We strongly suggest watching the tutorial, raising your vehicle safely before carrying out this step. You will then be able to take off the wheels. Don't forget to slide them under the vehicle. You can now see the back shock absorbers on your car. These elements can often get jammed, so use a penetrating oil to facilitate the operation. With a 16mm spanner, a socket wrench and a 13mm socket, remove the lower holding screws on the shock absorber. Finish the process off by hand and remove the screw. Using a jack, lift the suspension arm to avoid forcing too much of the threading on the screws during disassembly. Then remove the screw. Remove the jack. Remove the lower part of the shock absorber. With a socket wrench, a long extender and a 30mm socket, loosen and remove the 2 upper holding screws. You can now extract the shock absorber.
Hello! If this video helps you, like and subscribe.
You will find the bulk parts and products used in the video on the Mr. Auto site and in the link in the description. If you're not replacing the back shock absorber mount, you have to separate this from the shock absorber. To do this, fix the shock absorber in a vise, then wipe up the penetrating oil on the head of the shock absorber. Using a socket wrench and a 17mm socket, unscrew the nut. You can now remove the mount. Take the new shock absorber. You need to pump it several times on the actuator to get the system going. When changing the shock absorbers, you can also change as well the shock absorber stop and its protective sleeve. You can also reuse them if they're not too worn down. Put the stop in the protective sleeve, then insert the entire shock absorber stem. Put the mount in place, then screw it in place, but not completely. Now, hold the stem lightly in the vise and finalize the tightening process. Make sure it is well tightened. Position the shock absorber and put the upper holding screws in place. Bring it together by hand, which will leave you enough room for you to play with when putting in the lower screw. Now tighten the 2 screws on the mount using a socket wrench, a long extender and a 13mm socket. Finalize the tightening of the screws with a torque wrench. Then install the lower screw and screw it in. You can now repeat the operation on the other side. Then you will be able to put the wheels back on your vehicle, putting it back on the ground before properly fixing them in place. Operation completed.
Please support us, subscribe and like the video, that will be really cool.